Hey guys, so this year we've had a bumper crop of grapes. So as you can see, it's all on that back fence there. In front of the grapes we've got our little herb garden. So this is parsley at the front. It started to bolt, so we'll pull that out later and save that for seed. At the back here, if you can see, so we've got lemon balm back there. It's sort of dried out a little bit, but that's okay. And then we've got lemon verbena, and this one is the valerian. So with the lemon verbena, Tegan will harvest this either tomorrow or the next day. We'll use it for tea. It'll be a nice, zingy but relaxing tea, same as what you would with chamomile. It's great for just winding down after a hard day's work. And with the valerian, Tegan's studying what we can do with that. Once we know how to use it properly, we'll start using that as well. Okay, and this is our bumper crop of grapes that we have at the moment. So this lot here is all green grapes up until this point here, and from there onwards is all our red grapes. It comes all the way across. Alright, so with our grapes, these ones up here, these ones here are starting to discolour on the stem. So we'll give them a taste now, see if they're ready, and if they're ready we'll start harvesting some of these grapes as well. So it's nice and sweet, it's not bitter. If it was really bitter, they wouldn't be ready. But it's got a lovely grape flavour. So these are ready for harvest. So we're going to harvest these today. So the first bunch of grapes will always go to our daughter. She absolutely loves grapes. So this is going to be a nice surprise for her, and she can munch on these while she's doing her schoolwork. Alright guys, so this is the last harvest we're going to have of these tomatoes at the front and back for the season. So the good ones we're going to keep into this bucket here. Okay, so any of these tomatoes that we can't use, we're going to put into the worm bins. So as they break down into the castings, the seeds will release, and then we'll have some volunteer tomatoes out of our castings.
So volunteer seeds are pretty magical. They lay dormant in the castings or soil or whatever they're in until the conditions are right, and then they just pop up to become really strong plants. So this plant was a determinate plant, and that means that it has a certain number of fruit that it will produce, and then it'll start to die back like this one has. So this is the last of this plant. As you can see in there, we put eggshells in. This just feeds the tomato plant extra calcium as they break down. And then you get nice lush tomatoes like these ones.
They good?
At the back on the left.
Okay, so we've got watermelons starting to grow as well. It's really cool. They should take over the school area.
There's a little one, a big one, and there's a bigger one just here, which is pretty exciting.
Just over there.
And then we've got another one. Where is it? So we've got another one here. So the tomatoes are dying off, getting ready to let the watermelons and rock melons come through.
Alright, so we've got a French variety of pumpkins here. They're looking like they're ready to harvest now. Just because the line's dying off, we don't want to leave them out here and get spoiled. So I'm just going to cut it back as far as I can up the stem. So then it's got enough up here to keep it from spoiling. And I'll do the same to this one over here.
So these stems are green, so we can eat them, but we cannot store them because they'll just rot.
And a nice little surprise that we've just found is this rock melon. It's just starting to get a few bumps on the skin. So a little while longer and we'll have a nice rock melon. Alright, so in and amongst our little rocket field that's bolted, we have cucumbers. We've got a nice sized one here, and then we should have a few more sprawled out around. Yep, so that's cucumber number 2. There's a nice big one down here. Alright, so a nice long one now. There's another one. Alright. So as you can see, they hide very well in the green. Best way I found to find them is if you follow the vine, give it a few pulls. You can generally see the cucumber against the rest of the plants. But I think that's about it. Okay, so this one here is our Lebanese cucumber. It's a little short at the moment, but it's nice and girthy, so we'll harvest that one.
So this celery bolted, and now you can see it's gone brown. So it started to dry out on the actual plant itself. So we're just going to chop it at the base and put it in a hessian bag. We put it in a hessian bag so it has air flowing in to help dry out the rest of the plant, and then we'll have a load of celery seed next year.
Alright guys, so this is the celery tree that we pulled out around just before. Just cut it down at the root so we can pull it out easy. So what we're going to do is cut off the stems and put it inside this hessian bag. Once it's all in here, we'll label it and then we'll hang it up so it can dry. And then once it's finished drying, we'll harvest the seeds.
So the reason that we chose hessian is because it's got holes in it, so you get the air flowing in while it's drying, so it doesn't mold, it just dries perfectly. We just hang that up in our garage because there's a wind tunnel through our garage, so it's the perfect place to dry seeds. It's really, really easy to do.
as we cut this up, it has a lovely celery smell. Goes through here.
That's one thing that was really quite cool when we first started gardening is celery. The plant smells like the vegetables. So like cucumber leaves smell like cucumbers. Rose leaves smell like roses. This celery smells like the celery, but that's got the stalk in. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It always amazes us how much you can fit in a Hessian bag. It reminds me of the Mary Poppins bottomless bag because it doesn't matter how much you chop, you can always fit the whole thing in there.
How long does it usually take to dry?
Well, we're not really sure how long this takes to dry. I imagine after a week it'd be okay, but we're always so busy with projects, we just hang it up because it's out of the way and then we get back to it when we get back to it. Or we get back to it when something else needs to be seed saved and then...
Do a harvest day.
Yeah.
Seed save day.
Yeah. So once the whole plant is dry, like you'll be able to tell. So once you try and crush the bag with your fingers, it'll have a crunching noise, like dead leaves noise. And then you take it off the line. It'll still be cable tied at the top, so it'll be closed. And then you just stomp on it till like you would crushing grapes, and the kids absolutely love doing that. And then you just open one corner and pour it like you would the flour bag into whatever container. I use envelopes because it's paper, so I just find it stores well. I wouldn't recommend sandwich bags because they're plastic, they encourage moisture, and the last thing you want to do is have moisture in your bag, have your seeds mould before you can use them, and waste all this hard work.
Alright, so now that we've got all the seeds off and in the Hessian bag, we can give the rest of this plant to the rabbits, and it'll be a nice little treat for them to chew on. Alright, so now all the celery has been chopped up into the Hessian bag. We've got this rope up here that we use to hang up our Hessian bags, and it's in the driveway here, so there's lots of airflow, so they should dry out nicely without going mouldy. What I like to do is get nice big camel ties, nice and strong. Go through the bag, then up onto the rope. Now do one each side. And that will hang there for as long as it needs to, get nice and dry. Alright, so not a bad little harvest for this afternoon. So we got the 2 French pumpkins, good sized handful of tomatoes, and 5 cucumbers. So pretty good for one day. And if you enjoy watching this, guys, give it a like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.